talk today is nowhere to hide. How many of you as kids love to play hide and seek? I didn't like it so good. But those of you, yeah, there are lots of you that did, lots of fun things. Well, some of you, even if you didn't like it back then, it's irrelevant because many of us like to play it now. We do. There's a quote from Psalm 10:1 that says, "O Lord, why do you hide your face from me in times of trouble?" In the Jewish Bible, it's common to blame God when things go wrong. Something out there is doing it to us. I know, some of you want to do that right now. Things aren't going exactly as you want. You want to blame something else for doing it to you. But you know what? In our teaching, in our philosophy, we can't do that because we believe not in a punishing, anthropomorphic, human-like God that is judging us. We believe in a presence and a power of infinite good in which we are immersed in, through, and around us always. How much of that good is ours? Could we repeat after the ones who know, the A students? How much of that is ours to use? Right. As much as we can embody, we get to use. Which means, as much as we believe is ours, we get to utilize. The good is ever present. We believe that God is good. The universe is continually for us and never against us. Now, if we believe that and we define this presence, this power, this energy that we call God or good or spirit or universe or unconditional love or whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter what name, but if we describe that as omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing everything, and omnipresent, everywhere present at the same time, we can't get away from it, right? Okay, we can't, it's impossible, but we think we can, and that's our problem. We think we can get away from it, but you know what? God never turns its face on us. It's always there. We're the ones that turn our face, our awareness, our awakened consciousness on the good that's ever present. Life is like the mirror of life. The universe only wants us to know and do one thing. Remember who we are, an emanation of spirit, a spark of the divine, the light of God. It was Jesus who said, "You are the light of the world." He forgot to tell us we put on a dimmer switch. We're all going in the same place. There's only one path, and that's the path to God, good, love, beauty, whatever you want to call it. There's one path. Now, we can take different journeys along the path. Some of us are on the path, but we're not even facing the right way. But God, life, loves us so much. It's continually mirroring, reflecting back to us, not who we think we are, but what our thoughts, our words, and our actions, the sum total. It's not that offhanded, irreverent remark that's kind of fun to say sometimes or do sometimes. It's the sum total of what we fill ourselves, our beliefs, that life is reflecting back to us, and that's how much we're loved. That life is continually reflecting back to us, that we might see where we need to learn, to grow, what we need to know. We need to take these experiences in our life that we really want to judge as good or bad. We need to look at them and we need to learn the mind of God. What does that mean? How do we learn the mind of this God, omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent energy? Well, it comes to us The language and mind of God comes to us in signs and symbols. It comes to us in inspirations and instincts. It comes to us in awakenings. It speaks to us quietly, and sometimes it hits us smack dab on the head, kind of like the V8 thing, but even harder. It hits us so we can wake up and know, oh, that's what this is all about. We have to interpret and turn those instincts, inspirations, messages, and signs. We need to turn them into laws and principles. God is love and God is law. The law of cause and effect, the law of principle, and it's teaching us what we need to know to make sense, so we turn ourselves in the right direction towards life and love and goodness and the ever-evolving awakening of our soul. Do you know it's a precious gift to be human? It is a precious gift. We're kind of soft and flexible. I don't know if you've looked at those alien things on other planets. They don't look so soft and cuddly as we are. They may be having their own unique, wonderful experience, but when we're here on Earth, we're soft and cuddly, and we can love deeply and get hurt deeply, and it's an amazing, precious gift of life. How good it is. Now, what I've learned is this path of life, this direction towards remembering who we are, the spark of light, the spark of God, the spark of joy, goodness, whatever it is, it's easier if we're on our own path and destiny. We each have a purpose and a destiny which we're called to do. It's woven into our being. I love when I think about the picture of Indra's net that we used during Adventure in Spirit, Indra's net, where there were all these little jewels woven together to make this glorious, glorious, woven, sparkly piece of life in action, ever unfolding. We have a special purpose. Now, we can live our lives, we have lots of gifts. All of us have lots of gifts. And we can live our life not on purpose, on our real divine purpose. You know that. We can do okay. We can make it. It's harder. When we recognize and own the purpose, our divine purpose, it makes life easier. But it doesn't come all at once. I had a little experience this weekend. When we moved downsized into the place we're living now, we didn't have room for everything, and I have this special little pharmacy lamp. You know those little crookneck lamps where you can hold them, put them on, and just read in a sacred space, and you don't bother anybody because it's your own little light, and you can just be there. Well, when we moved, we didn't have a place for my little lamp. Well, in my office, thanks to a beautiful person here, I have a beautiful tall torchère lamp. It's kind of brushed silver, and it's just beautiful. It spreads light over the whole room. In Kirk's room, where he has his keyboard and his clothes and his shelf with all his goodies and all his stuff, he didn't have a lamp, and he has more stuff in there, and his place was a little smaller, so he couldn't use a big lamp. And just for clarity's sake, I have my office, he has his room, but we do sleep together. We do have a bedroom, just so you know that. Anyway, so he had the gall to take my little pharmacy lamp and put it in his room looking up. They're not supposed to do that. Every time I walked in there, I started hurt. That little lamp, it was doing a job. I hope you're relating to this. It was doing a job, but it wasn't what it was meant to do. And it wasn't very comfortable. I could feel it. I'm very empathetic. I know. So it was just irking me. And I went to Lamps Plus and Home Goods and looked all over the place to find a nice, thin little lamp that would do the job. Couldn't find one. Well, I was mad, and that doesn't help. So I actually went into the little lamp and I said, "Thank you for giving your gift. I really want you doing your divine purpose." And that's all it took. Because this weekend, when we went to Home Depot, ironically to find a special light bulb, I went down the lamp aisle. And right there was a tall, thin, black with a white bulb, torchia without the other appendages. I didn't want those. For $29.97. Like, is that so good? After I went in appreciation, So I was going to go home, take this lamp, go home, put it together so Kirk could see what it's like when something's in its right place, I mean, he has a really good artistic eye, don't get me wrong, but anyway, this one just didn't work. So this is our life. I opened the box and took all the pieces out. Have you been there? That's who we are. We're like all these little pieces of beliefs and thoughts and experiences, and then we get to put ourselves together. That's our journey, to be on the path and purpose, to be facing the direct line of living a fulfilling life, of being on purpose. Well, surprisingly enough, it went together really easily, and there was a surprise at the end. Because life is even better than we can ever imagine. Once I got the bulb on, I realized it was flexible. So not only could it spread its light throughout the room, it could bend and light on Kirk's keyboard. How cool is that? There's more good than we can even imagine waiting for us if we just take the time to put ourselves together. It's the unenlightened mind that thinks we can hide from life. It's the enlightened mind that recognizes the directions come from within. The way to get to where we're going, our path, our purpose, our standing in our truth and power, comes from within. Jesus said it's a childlike mind that finds the truth. Now think of being a child. There's more neuroplasticity in a child's mind. It's easier for children to learn a new language. It's easier for them to learn because they're open and available. It's the overintelligence mind that wants a rational reason for everything always and gets all convoluted, and instead of living in faith, wants the facts. Do you know what I'm talking about? So how about being more childlike today? Perfect on a 3-day weekend when we can play and just be open to what Spirit has to say for us. We don't need more rational, logical information. We need more faith. It's faith that's going to set us free and put us together right. Humility is a virtue. How many of you are humble? About as many people as in the first service. No one. Okay, well, you kind of got it wrong, because we need to be humble intelligently and physically. We need to be humbled before the presence of beauty and love. We need to be humbled in the presence of integrity and honesty. We need to be humbled in those aspects. We need to be humble with our own intelligence and physicality. But we cannot be spiritually humble. It doesn't work. Because when we're spiritually humble, we get kind of ashamed to really fully live and be alive. Did you hear Roger's reading when it ended with, I am alive? That sparked a fire in me. But when we're spiritually humble, we get kind of ashamed to fully live. And we get feeling unworthy of the goodness that's ever present. Are you getting it? We need to be spiritually bold and spiritually awake. The only way to truly know God is to be God. I don't mean all of God, because we can't be that, but be our own unique divine piece of God. That's the only way to really know God, because God doesn't fit into words. God's bigger than that. So the only way we can truly know this big power and presence of love, beauty, light, truth, wisdom, creative expression, whatever you call it, is to be it. We need to be fully available and open to that presence that we call unconditional love, infinite potential. We need to be it in order to know it. We cannot hide from this ever-present goodness. It's everywhere present, always, everywhere, all time, all space, and everything. And how do we know that? Because the mystics throughout the ages have all spoken the same word and the same truth. Everywhere. It's spoken everywhere, always. I'd like to share with you just a few of these readings that come from the wisdom of the ages. In the Upanishads, about 3,000 years old, an ancient Hindu teaching, it says, "So through spiritual wisdom, dear one." And that's how we get this truth. It's our spiritual awakening, our spiritual power that leads us to the truth. Not the human eye that judges by the effects. The human eye can't see the cause of life, that energy. We don't see it, it's invisible, the two worlds going on at once. It is this spiritual wisdom. So through spiritual wisdom, dear one, we come to know that all of life is one. Wake up from this dream of separateness. The world is filled with the presence of God. Realize in the depths of meditation, the depths of spiritual practice, this is the highest mystical teaching. Oneness. This is the highest mystical teaching. The Sufis, all of the mystical teachings and taught the same thing. The Native Americans truly understood this from their connection with nature and the universe. Black Elk, the medicine and holy man of the Lakota, said, "The first peace, which is the most important, is that which comes within the souls of men when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all its powers. And they realize that at the center of the universe dwells God. And that the center is really everywhere, within each and every one of us. This is real peace." Chief Shenandoah, the wisdom keeper of the Iroquois, says everything is laid out for you. Sometimes it's all over the ground in pieces, but everything is laid out for you. Your path is straight ahead of you. Sometimes it's invisible, but it's there. You may not know where it's going, but you have to follow the path. It's the path of the Creator, and it's the only path there is. When you pick up any mystical teaching, any mystical reading, you'll find the same truths, because truth is everywhere present and can't be hidden from anyone, anywhere, if their light is turned on and they're open and receptive to receive. What we know about this beautiful gift of life we've been given, that it's giving back to us that we may learn and grow and understand. The measure of aliveness and willingness and openness that we put out to life, it gives back to us tenfold. When we take a step towards goodness, a step towards love and beauty and creativity, it comes rushing in to support us. We know that. This Memorial Day weekend, it's my deepest prayer for each and every one of us that we remember who we are. Even if our life feels little pieces all over the floor, we're on the right path. Because how many paths are there? How many paths are there? Just one. And we're all on this path together. Some of us just get there quicker than others. But it's on the path, and we're learning all the way as we go. And it's time that we feel, and in Michael's precious song, how very gifted and the treasures filled in this human life. Yes, we are on an ever-evolving, unfolding path of evolution. But this precious life is here for us now. So, since there's nowhere to hide, I'm going to ask you to stand up. You may want to sit down, but there's nowhere to hide. Can't do it. I want you to accept with me the truths that I know. Be comfortable in your skin. You can choose to try to get out of it, but where are you going? We're in this together, and when we stand in our power, we create the energy for others to do the same. When that little lamp stands in its place in all its goodness, boy, it just makes me want to be a better person too. I'll tell you. So, right here and now, I stand in the essence of wisdom. I let my life shine. I said life and not light, but I like that. That was good. I liked hearing that back. My truth comes from my heart, moves to my head, and touches the place of the Most High. I'm not here by accident. I am here on purpose. I am part of the greater good. And look at the person next to you and say, and so are you. We're in this together. We're not here to do it alone. There's no place to hide, and my answer to that is thank God. And so it is. Bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.